Okay, here we are. Stafford Forge Wildlife Management Area in the dwarf forest. It's a dwarf forest, as you'll see, because the soil here is essentially powdered glass. It's quartz and very little else. It's so sandy and so desolate, it was actually used to make glass in a lot of areas. You just had to wash it a little bit to get the soot out from the many fires which have created the dwarf forest. And it's pretty obvious why they call it a dwarf forest. This is it. For miles around, this is as tall as the trees get. The soil is so incredibly poor. There's no nutrients in it whatsoever. Just these little stunted scrub pines and scrub oaks can survive. Just give you a panorama view here. You can see all these little trees. And this one right here, this is about as tall as it gets for probably around 4 or 5 miles. 10, 15 feet tall. These trees, believe it or not, are about 40 years old. The last massive fire through here, which was during a severe drought in the late 1960s, it burned approximately 1.8 million acres of forest to ash. Burned it completely to the ground. From nearly the bay, where we'll be headed at the end of the leg out, all the way back to where I live. 40-mile wide area was burned to ashes. But usually, if the soil's decent in 40 years, you'll have a huge forest again. But not here. It'll look like this for probably another 40 years. Well, I'm at 28 miles, which means I'm about roughly a third of the way for a total trip. It is exactly 11 o'clock a.m. right now. So I'm making good time. Next stop will be at the bay area in the estuary. Signing off.